So the final step in our process to create our toolpath is now for our 3D model, is we need to save the toolpath. So I'm going to click on Save Toolpath. And you can see that in our Save Toolpath window, we have two toolpaths listed. One is the machine relief using the 1/4" up spiral roughing tool, and the other one is machine relief using the 1/32 conical V-bit. Now, our problem is that the post-processor that we have created for the iCarver does not support tool change. In fact, you'll see if I tried to save this, that I'm going to get an error message, and it says the toolpaths machine relief 1/4" up spiral end mill and the machine relief iCarver conical V-bit use different tools, and the selected post-processor does not support tool changing. In other words, what it's telling us is that iCarvers cannot use multiple tool operations. But that doesn't mean we can't carve this project. It means we have to basically save it as two separate files. So you can see up here it says toolpaths to save, where our toolpaths are listed. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take this this lower one, the finishing tool, and using this arrow, I'm going to shove it over here to the left where it says calculated toolpaths. So it is not in the toolpaths to save section. I'm going to browse to change our destination for this project to be saved to our desktop, and we're going to call this Dear 1. And we will save this to our desktop, and we'll call this Dear 1. You see we're using our general iCarver.dat machine file format, which is the appropriate file format for our iCarver. And we're going to click Save. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the roughing toolpath and move it over to the left. I'm going to take the finishing toolpath and move it over to the right. I'm going to change the name of this to Dear 2. And we're going to save that as well. So now essentially what we've done is we've saved two separate toolpaths. One is the Dear 1, which is the roughing toolpath. The other is Dear 2, which is the finishing toolpath. So on our CNC machine, what we'll be doing is we will be taking the first toolpath, loading it into the controller. We will move the tool to the start position, which is the top of our material. We will cut that project using the 1/4" end mill. The machine will return home. At the conclusion of that operation, we will load the second program, which would be Dear 2, change the tool, reindex the Z-axis only, because the X and the Y will be back at the home position where we want, and then machine the second portion of the project. Of course, at that point, it's important that the material not move, so the material needs to stay in the machine during that change. And so it will then register the second tool perfectly on top of the first tool, and we will have created the Dear 3D model as a two toolpath operation. And that concludes the training module on the importing and machining of a 3D model. Of course, if you were interested in creating the G file, as we've covered in Project 1, you could open this DAT file that we've just created, or these two DAT files, into iPicture, convert them to G files, which would give you both the border function as well as show you the percentage done as the machine is going through its operation. If you'd prefer not to do that, you can run the DAT file directly to your iCarver and machine it as the DAT file. The files are identical, the G file and the DAT file, the only difference being that the G file has those added components that give you the border function and show you the percentage done as the machine is in its operation.